first step towards dog pedophilia. It's one of the main reasons I'm no longer a vet. That, plus, sometimes as a vet you have to put animals down. Your fur looks shit. You're never going to make it as a racing dog. Sort of thing. It seems a bit mean. Hello, I am Jenny, and I have come originally from Szeged, actually. So it's lovely to be invited down here to Szeged and have a reason to leave Szeged. Do I really need a reason to? But originally, I am actually from Australia, so you are going to hear a lot of jokes about Down Under tonight. Down in Australia, they've just come out of their winter, and it's been a bad one. They've had a crazy amount of rain. Like, it is wetter than your mum at a Rod Stewart concert. Crazy. It's not being good. It's been really problematic because they've actually had floods in the part of the country where they grow crops like lettuce. There's been this national lettuce shortage as a result. It's gotten so bad. I was talking to my mum back home, and she said that in our hometown, our local priest, this shortage is so bad that he's now starting all his sermons with cabbage pray. I turned 30 recently. Thank you. But look, it really kind of freaked me out at the time. I think I had a midlife crisis. And you might be thinking, midlife crisis at 30, that seems a bit young. On the other hand, it turned out to be pretty spot on for Michael Jackson. So, but I realised I was freaking out over nothing. Age it's just a number. You don't have to pay it any mind. It's just a number, like speed limits. Yeah. Or blood alcohol readings. Or my court date. Just a number, right? I mean, look, and numbers can be lucky for some people. I know heaps of people with lucky numbers, like even the royal family. Do you know Prince Andrew's lucky number? Anywhere in the teens. Speaking of, have you heard of this half plus 7 rule? Anybody heard of the half plus 7? No? Good, yeah. Okay, I feel safe in this room. The half plus 7 rule basically says that if you're dating someone who's a bit younger than you are, and you're not sure if it's okay, you simply calculate, are they at least half your age plus 7 years? Yeah? If you can find someone who's at least half your age plus 7, you're all good. You're in the clear. At least that's the way my first boyfriend in primary school explained it to me. He helped me do the maths on my fingers. He was such a good teacher. Looking back, I think those really are some of my fondest memories of homeschool. Okay, there's the line. Thank you. I mean, I'm still going to plunge right through it, but it's good to know it's there. Look, in lighter news, Germany, which it's nice to be able to say that unironically these days, isn't it? In lighter news, Germany. Did you know that Germany has started using a special warning label on foods for people with wheat intolerances? Yeah, they're calling it a gluten tag. As you may have noticed, I don't know how well you can see up here, but I have a keloid scar here on my chest. Well, that's right, that was comedy and a show. Basically, what you're looking at there is chickenpox gone horribly wrong. I've had this thing since I was a little kid. It didn't always look like this, that was sort of grown over time. To begin with, it kind of just looked like an angry pimple, like a really angry pimple. Like somebody said some shit about this pimple's mum. Like Orban talking to a weather guy kind of angry. And I've gotten used to it, it's grown on me, literally. This certainly wasn't always the case. When I was a teen, those years were tough, like when it came to romance and that sort of thing. See, I had really bad acne as a teen as well, so when it came to wooing potential partners, my face was never going to be my A game. I had to learn to rely on other assets. But because of the placement of my scar, sometimes my dates would get distracted, and I'd have to be like, excuse me, my tits are down here. My one wish for my scar radar is that someday I might meet Al Pacino and he'd use me as inspiration to make a sequel. Just picture it. This summer, Al Pacino is Scar Tits. Say hello to my little friends. Great. I hate cooking. I'm really bad at it, but as a sort of a New Year's resolution, which I realise I'm a little late getting to in September, I've decided to try and cook more, to try and get back in the kitchen like a good little 1950s housewife. In an effort to try and make the kitchen a friendlier, more inviting place, I've started naming some of my utensils. For example, this is Alexander the Great. I'm so proud of it. And in case you're wondering, yes, I brought a cheese grater all the way to Szeged for one gag. In this effort to cook, I've been trying to eat more healthily as well, buying a lot more vegetables. And is that how you say it? Vegetables? And it occurred to me the other day, I was wandering around the fruit and vegetable section. I had a strange thought that a lot of my exes, a lot of my ex-boyfriends, a lot of my old relationships are a lot like fruit. Bear with me. My first ever boyfriend was a lot like light cheese. You know light cheese? Those small, kind of slimy looking white balls? Yeah, I saw a knowing look over here. Are you two together by any chance or no?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, look, stick with him, he'll grow into them, but no, fair enough. Another of my exes was a bit more like a pineapple. Prickly exterior, but sweet on the inside. And their juices will dribble down your chin. So the only pineapple I've dated, there was one guy who was, look, I've known you for all of 5-10 minutes. I feel I can share this with you. There was a guy who was really into titty fucking. He was more like tinned pineapple, the kind that comes in cans. Then there was the cucumber, and look, that's not a metaphor. I was just going through a dry spell. I'll leave you on this thought. I think we're a bit spoiled for choice these days when it comes to porn. Does anyone else agree there's too much porn out there? So much porn these days. When I was growing up, the only porn I could access were those kind of sticky magazines I found under my brother's bed. They were rubbish. You couldn't even read half of it. The pages were kind of glued together for some reason. Useless. But these days, thanks to the internet, there's a smorgasbord of smut. There's so much porn out there. And I think as a society, we're getting a bit bored with normal porn. Because, not to kink shame, but there's some weird stuff out there. We spoke about Rule 34 before. This is 34, 35, this is Rule 3000. There are things like Smurf porn. Yeah, this is a thing. That one kind of makes sense. I guess one way to cure your blue balls is to watch some blue balls. That one kind of makes sense to me. Yeah. There's things like amputee porn, which they have a special on amputee porn at the moment, actually. 25% off. How far is this thing going to go? What's next? Abortion porn? You can imagine the top video in that category. 9. Top video in that category. 2 girls, 1 coat hanger. Would be very popular in the US at the moment, that's all I'm saying. What I want to see more of is more porn for women. And I don't think we I don't think we have to change much, We can still use all the same ideas, the same themes. I'm still picturing a boardroom full of men in suits and one woman. But instead of them all fucking her, they just listen to her. Acknowledge her ideas. Just thinking about it. Anyway, thank you for listening to my review.